The infamous Capitol rioter that was photographed kind of jumping over a seat with a handful of zip ties has been found guilty, along with his mother, who he brought with him to the Capitol riot because that's a good mother-son thing to do, on every charge that he had faced, and he will be facing sentencing along with his mommy in the coming months. So here's what happened. Zip tie guy. At one point, last year, maybe even the year before, had said, no, I didn't bring the zip ties. I had found them at the riot. So I was just like, oh my God, somebody lost their zip ties. They're going to want them back. I need to go find them to give them back their zip ties. Yeah, that's definitely not what happened. And he and his mother had traveled from Nashville, Tennessee to go to the Capitol riot. They traveled from Nashville, Tennessee to go to the Stop the Steal rally. We didn't know the riot was going to happen at that point, unless, of course, you believed all the people online saying they were going to do it. But there was definitely no indication they were going to D.C. specifically to riot. They were going to the Stop the Steal rally, which then marched over to the Capitol, and those people then turned into the Capitol rioters, and this man, Eric Munkel, and his mother, Lisa Eisenhart, also took part in that. But here's where things get a little messy. I'm going to read this. This is from the Tennessean. Originally charged mainly with trespassing charges, the charges against Munkel and Eisenhart expanded in October to include obstruction, conspiracy, disorderly conduct, and unauthorized entry. Munkel was found guilty of additional charges for carrying a deadly or dangerous weapon on Capitol grounds because he was armed with a taser. Both Munkel and Eisenhart waived their right to a jury trial and instead agreed to a stipulated bench trial, meaning a shortened trial before a judge based on an agreed set of facts. So you didn't show up to start a riot. You didn't even know there was going to be a riot. Why did you have a taser on you? Now, if we had a jury trial, that's the kind of question that we would have likely gotten an answer to. Because I kind of want an answer to that. Why'd you have the zip ties? Why'd you have the taser? I mean, those are things like a kidnapper would do. Like you stun them, then you zip tie them while they're down so that they can't get away. I mean, doesn't really take a genius to kind of draw that line to the equipment you had to what real criminals do. So I want better answers about why you had those items with you. I also want some answers about why you decided to bring your mommy to Washington, D.C. with you, but I guess that's a conversation for a different day. Worst part about all this, folks, as I mentioned, the sentencing is coming up in a couple months. It's not coming up till September. And in the meantime, these two have been, released. They're free until sentencing. So, go out, enjoy the summer, have a nice cookout on the 4th of July, come back on September 8th, and I'll send you to jail. Like, that to me is what's ridiculous. There should have been no release. We don't need to wait 4 or 5 months before we sentence these people. Like, why is this taking so long? That's what I don't get. This is a sentencing hearing. The guilt has now been determined by the court. The whole thing is stupid. These individuals need to be sentenced. I mean, hell, it's their constitutional right, for these things to go a little faster, but I guess they get to enjoy a nice summer before at least one of them, most likely, heads to prison.
This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.